I find this absolutely fascinating that the probably one of the most famously hateful men in America, who created this bizarre little cult around him, one of the most famously hateful men in America, has passed away, Fred Phelps. And I have not, well, I think there actually is a fair amount of evidence for this, but whether there's evidence or not, my personal take on death is that no matter who you are, whether you're Fred Phelps or Adolf Hitler or Mother Teresa, that at that moment of death, you have that Michael Hutchison experience that I've shared with you in the past, and you can go over to thomhartmann.com and just plug his name into the search engine. I'm sure it'll come up. It's Hutchison, no N, Hutchison, Michael Hutchison. That experience of just being part of everything, your own personal, individual consciousness, just melting into the light, into the consciousness of absolutely everything that is. And that if you could describe an emotion associated with that or a feeling associated with that, it would be love or ecstasy or joy or oneness or awe or wonder. I mean, all these things. And I think most of us have touched it in various ways at different times in our lives. My mom once described to me how she touched that when she was giving birth to my youngest brother, and she actually died, or she stopped breathing. They revived her, and she just had this "I'm here, I'm part of everything" experience. And it's just so Fred, in my mind, Fred's like part of the light now too. But this issue, and it was very interesting talking with his son, Nate, because I think a lot of folks are operating out of that assumption, that false dichotomy that bisexuals will tell you about, and that I went through a learning curve on this very program about, that there are some straight people, and there are some gay people, for that matter, some actually fairly prominent gay spokespeople, who suggest that you're either gay or you're straight. And you're basically born that way. But there are some people who are both, who are genuinely born bisexual and can live a happy, straight life, but they always know that if they wanted to become gay, they could. If they wanted to, have a partner who is of the same sex, it would be just as good as having a partner of the opposite sex for them. And when we do analysis, when they analyze people, men, this is almost all this research has been done on men. When they measure men who are highly homophobic, straight men who hate gays, they are not only aroused by women, but they are also aroused by men, by gay sex or gay porn. And that tells me that they're bisexual. And I think when I asked Nate, could your dad have been like this? He said, well, I never saw any evidence that my dad might have been secretly gay. And he said, and he talked about, some of the people that he had known in the anti-gay movement who actually were gay and were hiding it. But that's really not what I was talking about. And I didn't want to, his dad died today. I didn't want to get into a whole big thing with him about it. But I think that this is the place, this homophobic place is occupied almost exclusively, in my opinion and in my experience, by men who are bisexual. And can't deal with with one half of themselves, if that makes sense. So anyhow, that's my take on that. And I hopefully Fred Phelps' passing will be a milestone, not necessarily a, what was it, John Donne, every man's death diminishes me, for I am a part of mankind. Each man is a part of the main, therefore ask not for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. That kind of, I'm not celebrating his death, but I think that his passing is a moment in time that is one of those stepping stones in the river of time that we're going to look back on and say, that was about the time that America changed. And when you look at other countries where you have leaders who are just out there, I like Uganda, you've got President Museveni now signing a law that would put gays in prison for life. And you wonder, okay, what's with this guy? How could he possibly think that it's a choice? That being gay is a choice? The only person who could possibly think that is somebody who's bisexual, who could really believe that because of their own personal experience. And that's not to knock people who are bisexual. Some people are very happily bisexual.